It's time for last minute betting with me and Mike, the Sports Nuts. Brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Click those links below. We got people already here, Mike, for the best sports books in your state. You need them. Bonuses are there. You don't know how long they're going to be there, folks. You better get on that. OddsJam Partner Program. Share that link with your friends. You get 20% of all the revenue generated from that link. We've got live chat available. We want you to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want you, if you want to make $2,500, $3,500, $6,500 a month sports betting, click that link. Or get on the Calendly link and talk to Mike. He'll teach you. Or you can talk to me. I'll teach you. It doesn't matter. Or you can contact Mike at OddsJam.com, Bob at OddsJam.com. Email us. TikTok, we need followers. OddsJam_nuts. In the Discord link is below. Join us right now. Mike, my timing's getting better all the time. You know that?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I want to start off with this. This is really important. I put together a parlay today, and I put it on TikTok, and it hit.
Nice.
Dodgers -1.5. Mariners on the money line. Braves on the money line. The thing hit. It was +4 something. I can't remember. Anyway, it hit.
Nice. So, nice. Always like to hear that. Good picks, and that Braves-Giants series certainly was pretty entertaining, to say the least.
There you go. See, Bob, how about the Cardinals under 10.5? Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Got that one. Won it by the hook.
Listen to this. 9 waiting and 2 likes at 7:03 before you got here. Nice. Thank you, Steve.
Nice.
Mike, how about the Guardians coming through for us last night? Guardians are kicking butt, are they not? What's up, guys? I'm killing it.
I'd thrown in the towel on that game. I mean, at one time, it wasn't looking pretty. I was like, you got to be kidding me here. What is going on? But they have come through once again. Yes, Guardians are just a good team, guys.
What's up, guys? I'm killing on so far on MLB today. Bob, I hit your parlay.
All right.
Thank you. I put that on Twitter, Mike, and he's a follower on Twitter. Chris Quadrini, Martingale system seems to have worked on Avs and Stanley Cup. Nice parlay right there. Thank you, Bernardo. And that Mariners game was crazy for the parlay. They were losing 1-0 going into the 9th and wound up scoring 2 runs and winning 2-1. Guardians pretty solid right now. Can't deny it. Yes, they are. And Jake McDonald, been a while. What's up, Jake?
What is up, Jake? And yes, Bernardo, you are right. Guardians pretty solid at the moment. Can't deny it. No. And they have definitely been one of the bigger surprises to start this season. I think that you have to throw them in the mix as one of the early on first half surprises. Because I know me personally, while I don't want to say that I thought they were, well, let's face it, I projected them in last place.
Right.
Shame on me.
Well, shame on all of us. We didn't see that coming at all. No 2 ways about it.
No
2 ways about it. All right, look, we're going to address something here, and I'm going to address this with Chris Quadrini. He's here. I'm not crying because I'm losing, okay? But I am upset with, and I've been watching hockey a long time like you, Chris, and you know what? The officiating in the NHL has always been on a lower level. And that's why they put an extra referee on the ice, okay? When you have a too many men on the ice call, anybody on any official, a linesman or a referee can make that call. So you got 4 guys that can make that call, all right? And by the way, the stupid Twitter photo with the doctored up photo with 7 Tampa Bay guys, that's all a hoax and BS, okay? The NHL had to address the too many men on the ice. They had no choice because they were getting bombarded because they screwed up. First of all, Nathan McKinnon was more than 5 feet away from the bench when Kadri came on the ice. Kadri is replacing McKinnon. Kadri doesn't go even, he's not even in that position if McKinnon if he does it the right way. Cadre jumped, okay? That's why he was where he was at. Now, I'm going to tell you one other thing. Darcy Kemper made a fantastic play, Mike. He came out of the net, pretty far out of the net, to retrieve the puck, passed it up the center ice, and then that guy passed it to Kadri. The thing is that they caught the Lightning flat-footed. Both of the defensemen had been on for a while. They couldn't get off, and it was all because you had a fresh player in Kadri and two defensemen in Tampa Bay that were wore out, okay? But it was too many men on the ice. The goal shouldn't have counted. Power play Tampa Bay, and then you don't know what happens there. John Cooper, Mike, is ticked off. I'm just going to say one other thing.
He sounds like a guy that's defeated, in all honesty, and I understand the ups.
Actually, he doesn't. Let me tell you what John Cooper did earlier this year. He chewed his team out. I'm talking bad.
I know, Bob.
I'm talking bad. John Cooper is going to kick them in the butt. Don't be surprised. First of all, Darcy Kemper is the reason that Colorado won that game.
Well, yeah, but that was going to be a big part of the Colorado winning this series anyway, was Kemper having to play outstanding. And fortunately for them, they've been able to get by without him playing outstanding so far. And last night, they needed him, and he stepped up. So you got to give credit where credit is due.
Oh, I do.
Look, here's what I will say. Tampa Bay had the opportunity in the third period. That was their chance. They had taken over the game control-wise. They appeared to be all of a sudden getting their groove back. And when that thing went to overtime, they looked awful. Colorado looked fresh.
Mike, they were down a defenseman. They did not look good in the third period. Colorado took over in the third period because Tampa Bay was playing with 5 defensemen. That's just the way it is. That's why Colorado was on top of them like that. The bottom line is that the goal shouldn't have counted. The overtime should have continued. I'm sorry, the NHL, for the first time on national TV with ESPN and ABC, blew it. I'm sure Chris has got a comment, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Thank you, Chris. Wow, we're on the same page. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I won't say that that it was a penalty, but isn't that? No, I mean, that happens a lot during the game. I mean, I just don't feel it was as impactful as you're making it out to be. That's just me.
It was the game-winning goal, Mike. It was the game-winning goal. That's the guy who came on the ice. Is the guy who scored the goal. How can that not be impactful?
I mean, essentially, though, Bob, let's face it, it really didn't impact the play. I mean, Tampa Bay was tired. That's what impacted it the most. Kadri doesn't get that opportunity.
He's the guy coming on. For the guy coming off, the guy coming off is still on the ice.
Yeah, but McKinnon didn't do anything. He didn't
Does it matter, Mike? Mike, that's the rules. How many times have you seen the Blues get called for too many men? You go, oh my God. It's a bench call. The bench blew it. Kadri jumped, and it shouldn't have counted. That's the rules. If you're going to have rules, follow them. It's the same thing with their cross-checking. They're letting guys cross-check like crazy, but it was supposed to be they're cutting down on it. The NHL is stupid with their officiating. All right, we got to go to what's happening real quick because we got a lot of.
We've got NBA draft. We've got MLB.
Yes. So let's get to what's happening, and let's take a look at what happened this afternoon, Mike, real quick. I'm going to go through these scores. Cardinals lose to the Brewers 6-4. Hudson did not look good at all. Marlins beat the Rockies 3-2. Braves beat the Giants 7-6. Pirates beat the Cubs 8-7. Dodgers, our morning coffee pick, Mike, we went with them 3 games in a row, -1.5 against the Reds. It was a no-brainer, 10-5 over the Reds. Twins beat the Guardians 1-0, and the Mariners 2-1. And I did not see that umpire get chewed out in the at the end of that game either. Also, let's take a look at the leaderboard real quick. In the Travelers Championship, where Roy McIlroy and J.D. Poston are both at -8, followed by Shoffley, Laird at -7, and Howell, Simpson, and Cantley at -6. And that's all I got. Mike, let's talk NBA draft. This is your cup of tea. This is your expertise. Talk to me about what you think's going on tonight.
Well, Bob, I mean, I think that you're going to see some trades happen in this draft. I expect a lot of trades, me personally. I think that there will be. I don't think there's any doubt for me. Look, who's Orlando taking? Is it Jabari Smith? Do we think they're taking Jabari Smith? I say yes. I think they take Jabari Smith, number one. And let's see. Can we get an instant update as we're going on right now?
Sure, I can put it.
Pull it up right now, and let's see if we can catch anything. Obviously, Bob, Jaden Ivey is certainly a player that we're all taking a look at and wondering where he will end up. I think there's no doubt when you look at this draft. I think Jaden Ivey is the guy that has the most ability to impact the team immediately. I think he's NBA ready. I do think Smith will go number one. Obviously you got a guy like Chet Holmgren. Where's he going to end up? Expect him to go pretty early on. But in my opinion, I think Jaden Ivey is going to be a huge, huge impact player. And if Sacramento, who I think made some good moves at the trade deadline, and they are not far off, I don't think. Sacramento is not far off from being a pretty solid team, Bob. I think they got to – if Jaden Ivey is there, to me, that's who you got to take. If you're Sacramento and you're wanting to make an impact now and get yourselves become the new Memphis Grizzlies or up-and-coming Minnesota Timberwolves type of team, you need to get a guy like Jaden Ivey. I think that would do it for them in terms of putting them back on the map, Bob. So that is what I am very intrigued by because I want to see. That's where I want to see him go.
All right. So a consensus right now is this on NBA.com. Most common picks: Jabari Smith, number one; Chet Holmgren, number two to the Thunder; Paolo Banchero at number 3 to the Rockets. And I agree with you on Jaden Ivey. I think he's a hell of a player. And I'm not sure I understand what the Rockets are even doing.
Look, the Rockets certainly Banchero's not a bad player, Bob. I don't think that he's a bad player. I just think that when you look at the fit for Houston, that probably for them is a better fit. So that's why I think there's possibility you'll see him go there. But look, I think we're going to see some action tonight, some trades. Let's see some madness in this draft. That's what I want to see.
All right. Okay. So I want to tell you what the odds are going right now. So Jabari Smith is -650 to be number one. Okay.
Yeah, he's going number one.
Holmgren is -650 to be 2. And Banchero is -420 to be 3. And Ivy's -270 to be number 4. Is there any possibility that Jaden Ivey could jump into the number 3 spot? Dude, that's plus 1,900 on FanDuel.
I mean, if you're a team that I mean, obviously there's only a few teams that are going to make that move, but why would you not? I mean, in all honesty, Bob, I think Jaden Ivey is the best player in this draft. I really do. I think we're going to look back on this draft, and I think he's going to be the best player. I think Jabari Smith is a heck of a player. No disrespect to him, but I think the guy that's going to be more impactful in the NBA is Jaden Ivey. I think he's going to be a scorer, and I think he is going to be the type of player that can turn a franchise around. And again, boy, if he drops to Sacramento, I would be licking my chops.
Oh, no kidding.
100%.
Yeah, Mike, I'm with you totally there. I agree with you Can you believe this? I'm going to say this. Let me get close to the camera. I agree with Mike 100%. That don't happen very
that
often.
doesn't happen very often, does it?
All right. Let's go to Chris. I think all 4 refs missed it because they didn't think it was too many men. Bob, if he is coasting to the bench, it's a judgment call. The 4 refs didn't think it was. Yeah, I know. And there's no review on
Here's the other real quick NBA draft. Here's one thing that this is why I think you're going to see some trades. It's because of Jaden Ivey. I think you may see somebody trade up for him.
Check this out, Mike. We got to. I had Braves -1.5, lost it in the 9th. Oh, sorry, Steve Wally. Check this out. Sunnyvale Trailer Park. Astros about to score my YRFI, and look at this. As soon as I type that, 3-run homer.
Dinger, baby.
Bet on Yankees now, says Steven. And I think the Dodgers should deal Cody Bellinger. He has been batting 198 forever. I think he closes his eyes when he swings.
Look, and for the Dodgers, at one time that was the future, it looked like, right?
Oh, no.
And now, Cody Bellinger looks like an average player. He does not look like he belongs on a star-studded team. I mean, you see they go get a guy like Freddie Freeman. I think part of the reason they go out and get a guy like Freddie Freeman and pay him that money is because they don't trust him, Bellinger. So, Chris, that could be a possibility happening at the trade deadline. Bellinger could be a guy looking to be moved because if you're the Dodgers, at this point, when you look at this lineup, you're running out of use for Cody Bellinger. And I didn't think I would say that, if we would have went back 2 or 3 years ago. But at this point, Cody Bellinger does not look like the same player that he was when he was, let's face it, he looked like a promising player. Now, he looks average.
Amen. Average. Mike, do you have any baseball plays at all right now?
Yeah, the main one, since we're so late in the night here, the one I really want to roll with, Bob, is the Phillies and Padres. I'm going to take the over 7 runs in that game. I know Musgrove is on the mound, but I like the Phillies' ability to score, and I like them to put some pressure on the Padres, who also can score. So I think I will ride the over in that game. 7 seems a little low, honestly. I really like that number.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that.
Which is my lock.
Okay. All right. Because we don't have a lot of plays to make tonight.
No.
No, not at all. We got Orioles and White Sox. Real quick, let me make my lock of the night and make a pick here real quick. On that game, I'm actually leaning towards the run line. I know I could take the Sox on the money line, but let's take a look at the run line. At -1.5, I can get the Sox for +135 on DraftKings, Mike. I think I'm going to jump on that.
Yeah, I think you should too.
All right. Time to move on from Cody. You guys like White Sox first 5 money line or run line? You know what? Let's share my screen here real quick.
I like the White Sox on the first 5. I do like them money line.
Okay, you do like a money line on the first 5?
Yeah, and I know there's not a lot of value on them for the game, but I do like the White Sox in this game. Look, Cueto did have a good start his last time out, and I think that's going to be important for Chicago going forward. Is that pitching? If they can get Cueto and Lance Lynn going, especially Cueto, because Lynn's been hurt, so you expect him to be okay, but Cueto's got to be a good pitcher for them, Bob, for them to climb out of the hole they've dug themselves in that tough division with the Guardians and the Twins.
So the perfect line just went up on the run line for the White Sox. It was +125. It just jumped up to +130. So our play is not really a positive EV play, but we're going to hit it anyway. -1.5 for the White Sox.
Yeah, you got to look out for the Orioles because their run line record is good. So that's why, even though there's not good value on the White Sox money line, that's probably your safer bet than trying to go against Baltimore, who is awful tricky at times.
that is for sure. All right, we have the DH in the NL. What's he doing in there? Might as well let the pitcher hit.
Yeah, and who would have thought that who would have thought that? I mean, maybe what's worse, his hitting or his defense? I mean, this is a guy who, the fact that you're having him DH for that team because you don't think that his defense is good enough to put in that loaded outfield that they have. Well, that's why they don't have nowhere for him. His hitting's not worth a crap.
He was a center fielder too.
Yeah, he was a heck of a player, and he's completely done a 360 for them. And you look at the guys, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. Well, look, they're not home-groomed guys. They went out and got those guys, right? Cody Bellinger, that was what was going to maybe be the beauty of a guy like that, was he was, a homegrown product, but he has taken a turn for the worse. So I think if you're going to trade him, you got to do it now, because if you get the end of the year, his value's gone. What's his contract like anyway?
Right. Draft starts in 36 minutes. So let's go back.
We got a lot of time.
Let's go back to the NBA draft.
I want to see if any trades happen.
Okay. Well, here's where I'm at. I want you to hear these picks once again on NBA.com. We talked about the first four: Smith, Holmgren, Banchero, and Ivy. Pistons, Keegan Murray. Pacers, Benedict, how you say his name? Mathurin. And Trailblazers, Dyson Daniels. Or the Pelicans get Dyson Daniels or Shaden Sharp. Spurs, Jalen Duren. And
these drafts trying to project where.
I know. And the Wizards, Johnny Davis. Any of these guys,
like, save your money. Save your money, because look, who knows? Who knows in these things? How many mock drafts do you see? And when you look at them after the draft, a little different. Of course, NBA usually does. I mean, usually you can predict some of those early picks, but I think Jaden Ivey's going to be highly sought after. I want to see if anybody trades up for him. There's been rumors about that happening. I'm interested to see who decides they think enough of Jaden Ivey to trade up to get him, or if he, just stays within the top 4 or 5. We'll see.
Right. In the mock drafts on NBA.com.
Yeah, Chris, 1 year left, 17 million. Yeah. The question's going to be who's going to want to take on Cody Bellinger right now, when you figure that there's no production. He's a free agent next year. You're basically getting a rental guy potentially that is I shouldn't say unproven, but declining.
Here are the mock drafts on ESPN or on NBA.com, Mike. They got one from ESPN, The Ringer, The Athletic, SI.com, Yahoo Sports, Bleacher Report, Net Scouts, CBS Sports, Gary Parrish and Kyle Boone, 2 different ones, SB Nation, USA Today, Basketball News. I'm going to tell you right now, almost every single one of them has this. The top 4 are Smith, Holmgren, Banchero, and Ivy. They almost all have that.
Yeah. And that sounds, in all honesty, like I said, how it should in my opinion, Jaden Ivey is just way too good to pass up. He's an impact type of guy. I really believe that. I don't like the Big Ten and Purdue, but you know what? Jaden Ivey is a heck of a player. So,
exactly. And I agree with you 100% once again. So now my question is here right now, Mike, who after these top 4 is an impact player? Is it Mathurin? Is it Murray? Is it Sharp? Is it Daniels? Is it Duren? Is it Davis? Griffin? Dieng?
Mathurin is certainly a guy that I look at, his potential. I think he's got some elements to his game that can be good in the NBA. He certainly seems to relish the big shot, which is good for going to the NBA, because that means a lot of times not only are you not scared to take the big shot, but if you go to a team that's got, star players, you may get an opportunity to shot hunt. And
Right.
I think that is something that he could benefit from completely.
Is Agbaji, is he even, you think he's going to be very good?
I don't know. I think I don't first see him being a great NBA player, obviously, but could he be useful for a team? Yes, I think you could find the right fit for him eventually. I think he's the type of guy that maybe it takes a while before he finds that role with a team, but then again, there is a lot of hype around him, being that he is last seen winning a national championship and being a big part of that team. So you certainly think that people let's face it, guys that are winners, people like winners, people like that. So it's hard to say where he'll end up and how good he'll be, but I don't think he warrants a first round type of talent. I just don't.
Okay. All right. I want to share my screen real quick, and we're just going to very quickly jump in here to look at a couple of positive EV plays, because that's part of our job. Mike, this Alouettes Rough Riders game, they got a first half money line with Montreal plus 120. It's an 18-cent market with plus 116 without the juice, plus 108 on the perfect line, plus 120 on BetMGM. Do you like it?
You're not asking a CFL expert, Bob.
I know. I'm just based on the math. On the math, do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a good play. I wish you'd sort out them positive EV plays with your.
I know. I'm all over the place.
Oh my God, you are, dude.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right.
Let's worry about it. You're just scrolling random. Come on, organize, bro.
Mike, stop. All right.
You got
Johnny Cueto over 5.5 player hits allowed. Basically, he's going to give up 6 hits.
Yeah.
Minus
I
118.
can see that happening. Yeah. I mean, I could see that happening.
I'm going to jump in there with that too. All right.
Obviously, he had a heck of a game his last outing.
Right. Right. It's just hits. It's not runs.
I know, Bob. I get it, Bob. But you're like I said, you're scrambling.
All right. What about Joe Musgrove under 6.5 player strikeouts tonight?
You know what? Let's roll with it. I want the Phillies to have a good offensive game. Let's roll with it.
All right. And don't forget, folks, we're going to show you the bet tracker here real quick. That is 100% free on oddsjam.com. All right. So you could see that we put in the Alouettes play, and we've got the Cueto play, and we have the over 5.5 hits and the Musgrove under 6.5 player strikeouts. And let's go to the dashboard very quickly. $15.84 in profit, $350 in pending bets, 7.1% ROI, 48.4%, beating the closing line value. I need to get that up over 50, and I'm working over on it. Profit over time, I've been getting my butt kicked a little bit lately. That's the ups and downs of sports betting, right?
Yeah,
by sportsbook, by sport, and by time. Positive EV now is number 1. All right, I'm going to quit sharing. Got a couple more comments, and then we're going to go watch the draft.
I'm ready to go. We're almost 30 minutes in, bro.
No, it's not. It doesn't start till we got 28 minutes.
No, I know. I'm saying we're almost 30 minutes in this show, Bob.
Yeah, I know. We're getting ready to go.
You're long-winded today.
How much money or units do you put on those golf bets? That seems so unnatural to me, still spreading out bets like that. Dude, I put a half a unit on each one. That's just what I'm saying. Any thoughts of OddsJam having a leaderboard based off of the bet tracker? That's between me and Mike. Mike kicks my butt. There's no two ways about it as far as positive EV plays. But when it comes to normal plays, I'm pretty good. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. We're going to get to this draft. Mike, good job, man. You're the draft king.
Oh no, Bob. I don't do big preparations for an NBA draft because look, man, what's gonna happen. It is what it is.
I'm getting ready to go eat meatloaf, St. Louis style. We'll see you.
Peace.